Hi guys, so this is going to be my Toronto 2015 Imats haul, and it's probably going to be a little bit long. Also, I have partially lost my voice. I also work today, so I'm filming while it's dark out, so if the lighting's off a little bit, that's why. My nails are kind of jacked up. Some of them were chipped, so please bear with me. I've had a very long, interesting weekend. First things first, Toronto Imats. I decided finally, I saved a lot of money and that kind of thing and got a ticket and decided to go. I wanted to go on Saturday, the 26th of September, but it was my friend's wedding, so I obviously had, you know, to go to a wedding, and so what I decided to do is I got tickets for me and my mom for the Sunday, so the 27th. I basically woke up at 9 a.m. on Saturday, got my makeup, got ready for the wedding. My boyfriend was in the wedding party, so we had to be there early to where the wedding was getting done, etc, etc. The wedding happened, drank a lot of alcohol, and ended up getting back to our hotel room, whatever, at about midnight. I didn't sleep at all. I was too, I guess, excited, but also it was kind of cold, so like I don't know, I was just kind of pumped up, I guess. And then my mom picked me up 4:15 in the morning, and we drove all the way to Toronto to be at the convention center for 10 a.m. There was that. We got there a little bit early, and there was a couple lineups, but I'd like to say that we got there early enough, like, or so I thought. So little did I know that they were letting in pro card people in early. I didn't even think about that. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what I thought about it. So I knew kind of ahead of time that Morphe was the big brand that I wanted to get to first. I had checked and saw that the wait time was insane for the Saturday, and they had sold out of a bunch of stuff. So I was like making sure that like the second that they let us into the floor, that was going to be the first place that I went. Ended up making buddies with this girl who is in the line behind me, and we're like, let's go to Morphe, let's get our palettes. We head there, and there's already about an hour wait when we first get there, and I'm not saying we were like 100 people back. We were like maybe 20 people back from when they opened it. It's just all of the pro card members went immediately to Morphe. So I was like, okay, whatever, like I'll wait my turn and I'll get the stuff that I want. Ended up waiting in the Morphe line for about an hour and a half, which actually wasn't too bad when you first start your day, because I was with my mom and we kind of took shifts kind of going and looking at other things. So pretty much about 5 girls before me is when they started to sell out of palettes, and I was kind of like, are you fucking kidding me? Like not in an upsetting way, but just kind of like, really, you guys sold it of palettes and it's 10:45, 45 minutes into me being here? Yeah, anyway, it was I feel like they didn't really prepare themselves for the level of quantity that they were going to sell. So you keep in mind that I will talk about pricing, and also note that different people have different budgets. A lot of the stuff that I'm bought at Imats is going to be things that I'm using for my kit, makeup on the side, and start doing some weddings and that kind of thing, but sort of build myself up to that. I'm more than comfortable doing a lot of people's makeups. I've done it before. It's just I didn't feel like I was super prepared to put myself out there as like, hey, I can do weddings, if that makes any sense. So basically I got these products. I feel like these products are really going to sustain me until next Imats, where I will make more purchases really geared towards me doing bridal. So this next year is probably going to be me testing a lot of stuff out on friends and that kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. And also, I did spend what I consider a good chunk of money. It may not seem like a lot to some people, it may seem like a whole lot to some people, but keep in mind that this is money that I saved for that purpose. So first thing that I got were palettes. Ended up getting 3 palettes. There were 7 there that I wanted and 4 of them sold out before I got a chance to even get up there. And so yeah, so keep that in mind if you like, things will sell out. The O palette, the Morphe O palette, they didn't even bring it to Imats, so everyone was kind of bummed about that. I can hear people in the line like, they didn't have the fucking O palette, and I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy other stuff. Like, it's not a big deal. At least to me it wasn't. Also, this is the first time that I was trying Morphe, so I kind of just jumped in. The prices at Morphe were raised up for Canadian conversion, so each palette was $25, so really not that much of a discount. So also keep that in mind if you're going to go to an Imats in Toronto, or if you're Canadian and going to the States, there's going to be different conversions, there's going to be different sales depending on currency, which I will get into a little bit later with another brand. Anyway, first one I got is the 35T palette. This one is the taupe palette. Nice. I've swatched these. Oh, by the way, guys, I know I'm kind of late to the Morphe game, but these are fucking amazing. And for $25, this is insane. I feel like my mom may have gotten that one as well. I'm gonna kind of tell you guys things that my mom got as well, if I can remember. The next one I got is the 35N palette, warm matte, I believe. And again, I've swatched around with these a little bit, and these are also pretty amazing from the ones that I've swatched. I haven't swatched all of them yet. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I kind of thought they were going to be sort of like those 86 palettes or 120 palettes, and they're not. They're vastly different quality, but I will review them in a separate video. So, and the last one I got is the 35E palette, and this one I believe they call the Bling palette. This one has a lot of shimmers. I think they all have some slight shimmer in it. I'll point out though, while they don't smell as bad as like some pre-made palettes, it does have a slight manufacturer smell. So what I'm doing is I'm actually going to leave the lids open and let them air out for a couple days. Next thing that I got from Morphe was a couple of sort of random things that they had there. Packet of disposable lip gloss brushes. Got a packet of disposable lip gloss wands. Also a big packet of disposable mascara wands. Each of these, I believe, were like, these were $3 a piece. This one I think was like $8. So again, pretty good price in my opinion. I don't know if there's better prices at Imats. No idea. This, which I did find out they had better prices elsewhere, but I figured while in Rome, I might as well buy it while I was already in this line. This is a stainless steel mixing palette, as well as the spatula that comes with it. I do like this one though. I didn't even realize this until I opened it. It has the thumb hole, which is really cool and really handy. So that was, I think, $15, I want to say. So next up, the thing that I got was brushes. Morphe has really good brushes. However, I'm going to be completely honest here. As much as I wanted to root through the individual brushes, there were so many people there and it was so kind of like packed that it gave me like massive amounts of anxiety, because girls were literally like reaching arms over each other and I'm like, no, like I can't deal with this. I tried, but it was just, I was like, no. I personally don't know the quality difference between their individual brushes and their brush sets. However, I will say I've kind of touched these a little bit. They feel like really good quality. I have brushes from all different brands. I've had MAC brushes that lasted, you know, 7 years. I've had MAC brushes that fall apart in a year. I've had Sigma brushes that have lasted me that long, Sigma brushes that have fallen apart. So, I mean, really, it all depends, but these actually feel really nice. So the one that I ended up getting is the 18-piece vegan brush set. And the thing that I noticed though, once I take these out, is that they're not labeled what brush they actually are. So that's a little bit of an annoyance. However, they're really good quality from what I can tell. And so I'm pretty stoked. This was $65 and some of their individual brushes were being sold at like $8 a piece, so I kind of figured this was worth it and I'm definitely going to get my use out of that. Big issue with this though, this smells really, really manufacturing. Like, it smells kind of like acrylic paint, so this is something that I'm going to have to lay out to not have that smell anymore. So I also picked up another brush set. This one I think is 6 brushes. Yeah, and this one is called their like contour set or something. In the white handles, I don't care if the handles match or not. These ones I feel are like fantastic quality. This one I'm like obsessed with. It's really dense, really soft, and I'm stoked. So that was only $25 for basically a flat top kabuki, a little round kabuki, one of these pointed kind of things that I've heard people use foundation for. So all in all, really stoked about that. And then I did pick up a couple of individual brushes. By the time I got there, again, even only being about like an hour into them being open, most of the brushes that I had wanted or were interested in were sold out. Yeah, it was chaotic. This brush, I picked up 3. I think they were only like $3 a piece. It's the M210, but it's just kind of like a little eyeshadow brush, like that. And then they were sold out of the ones that were closest to a 217. So I ended up getting these ones, which were kind of similar, and these ones are the M5. Did I get two different brushes? Okay, I thought they were the same. They're not. One is the 518 and one is the 513. So there you go. Those are two different brushes. I did not realize that. Whatever, brushes are brushes. Also picked up one of these big flat shader brushes, kind of for all over lid application. And this is the M208. And then just a little angle brush for like eyebrows. And that one is the MB32. I want to say each one of these brushes were anywhere from like $3 to $5, I think, if I can remember. Some of them might have been $8. But yeah, so then that was everything that I got from Morphe. I think it came to, if I'm doing my math right, about $247 or something like that. My mom ended up getting an eyeshadow palette, a blush palette, yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, so Morphe's booth was also one that when you bought, if you paid in cash, it was Canadian, but if you paid in credit or debit, they would charge you the USD price, which is insane, because if you guys don't know right now, American dollar is $1.30 in Canada, so there's a 30 cents on a dollar exchange rate, which is insane, especially if you're spending $200, you're paying $260. If you're spending, you know, more than that, like $300, or you're spending, you know, like it's just, it's insane. So I ended up paying for that in cash and got it for the Canadian prices and was happy from there. So moving on, I tried my best to look for the RCMA cream palette. I looked everywhere, or so I thought. I completely forgot about Nigel's Beauty Emporium until like the end of the day. Turns out that two things that I really wanted was the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow palette with all the colors, that and the RCMA cream foundation. That was at Nigel's, completely missed it. So am I upset by it? Yeah, kind of, because I found out after the fact, like from browsing people's Instagrams, that they did have it there, but it was kind of like, you know. So what I ended up getting instead though was I decided to try out this. I've always heard of Eve Pearl. Eve Pearl is a professional makeup artist. She has like, you know, 8 Emmys or something. She actually brought her Emmy there and I got to touch it. So I touched an Emmy and I just felt like super important. Was like, oh, I really like this. And so the lady tested it out like on my hand, and man, it had like a really good, like fantastic quality. I found a lot of cream products feel really tacky and they don't feel like they set. This was really nice, and she explained how to like shear it down with a beauty blender or some water, that kind of thing. So this, I ended up getting this. This is the Eve Pearl HD Pro palette. Before I show you what's in it, it basically includes 12 foundation shades, 6 concealer shades, 3 blush shades, a mattifier, illuminator, and a lip treatment. But yeah, if I can fucking open this. It was a really good price. This was originally, I think it was like $260. They had it on for $100. So basically looks like this. Very professional. So this is the top layer. This is all of your, hopefully the light's not too off there. So it's all of your foundation shades. And then underneath, you lift that up, those are your concealer shades here, your blush shades, kind of like, ooh, this light is so bright, there we go. Concealer shades, blush shades, lip treatment, illuminizer, and I think that's like an actually like eyeshadow base. But yeah, for $100, and to basically have all of my shades ready to go in one palette, man, I thought that was a fantastic price, a fantastic deal. So I'm very excited to try that out on some people, on myself. I'll have a review of it, I'm sure coming soon. And keep in mind too that when I buy these things, I do plan on using them in a kit, but anytime that you guys see me use it, it will be touched by me in a sanitized manner. So just keep that in mind. So I picked that up, thought it was really good. The girls at the, there's a girl and a guy at the Eve Pearl booth, as well as Eve Pearl, but they were super nice. Like, they were some of the nicest people that I dealt with all day. I should say something with Morphe. Morphe was a little snappy. There's a couple girls there that kind of seemed like they hated their life. Gonna be totally honest with you. There were some that seemed like they were having a lot of fun, but for the most part, they were really kind of short. However, I can understand why, because they were getting like 1,000 questions. Why don't you have the O palette? Like, or is that palette sold out? Yeah, you know. So I could see how they were getting a little short, but I'm just want to say Eve Pearl, really nice people at the Imats booth. So then I picked up a couple of other things. I did go buy Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever was a hot mess this year not to invest in liquid foundation. That would be something that would be better suited once I practice some stuff on some people. Liquid foundation tends to go like bad easily. It goes bad in about a year, and I just didn't feel like I would be doing as a lot of people's makeups in that span, so I didn't want to go crazy. However, Makeup Forever had insane deals. They had 5 bottles of their HD foundation for $125 Canadian, which is like nuts when you actually think of the price. Like most of them are $40 a piece, so that was insane, and I kind of wish I like took part in that. But like I said, I mean, I didn't want to buy so many foundations and then have them sit there and not use them. And we ended up going to NYX. The NYX booth sucked, okay? The NYX booth was terrible. And people are saying like, oh, it's the first time that NYX has been to Imats. No, that's not true. NYX was at Imats the year that I went, so I think it was 2011, I want to say, and they had a big center booth. They had all their products. It was fucking massive, huge. This time they had like 2 little rows, and it was like really badly lit, and like, anyway, it was a disaster. There was like not good deals. Everything was jacked up in price, but I decided to pick up 2 things. I picked up taupe blush just because I could never find it in store. So I hear a lot of people using this as a contour shade, so I decided to kind of pick that up mostly for myself. Also decided to pick up just a mineral setting powder, so we'll see how that goes. I also really wanted to pick up a new eyelash glue. I'm starting to really hate Duo, so I saw this one and I thought it was really cool, and I have yet to try it, and I definitely want to do a review on them because they're brand new. They apparently started in January, and this is called True Glue, and it's all natural lash adhesive, and it's kind of crazy because it's vegetarian, not tested, sorry, I'm losing my voice. It's vegetarian, not tested on animals, latex free, and dermatologist tested. And get this, I don't even know how this works. The ingredients are rose water, chamomile extract, biotin, candelia wax, Pullitin, geranium, glycerin, beeswax, and castor oil. So basically they say that the reason why it works is beeswax. Well, I don't know how beeswax turns into a lash glue, but this was like $7, and I'm really pumped to try it and see if it works. The girl at the booth as well was really nice, beautiful girl, so really liked her. Next thing that I got was I ended up going to Nigel's and bought, of course, a stack of lashes. I believe their lashes were $15 for $26, which was like really good. So I'm gonna do just kind of a quick overview. Picked up, you know, I don't know which ones are even in here, but some short ones for when I do some people's makeup. More of those short ones. I picked up a good chunk of those. Some of the longer versions, you know, just the usual. It's just a place to go and grab like a whole stack of eyelashes. Yeah, so got those. Is that something that I felt like I needed? One thing that I can say I was really disappointed in NYX, they had like no lip liners. I don't know what the hell the deal was. Like, I can remember when I went to Imats when NYX was there, I ended up getting like, you know, 18 eyeliners for like $50. So that was something I was definitely disappointed in, was because I went there with the intention of picking up lip liners, but kind of, you know, fail. So I think I might actually end up having to go to the drugstore because everything was jacked up in prices at Imats anyway, so I'm not really sure what was going on with that. So yeah, lastly is my big purchase. This is something that I've wanted for a very long time and finally got. It is from Temptu, and this is my airbrush system. Went to Temptu and talked to the guys, and there was a really nice guy. He literally talked to me and my mom for like an hour. There's people all lined up and stuff, but he took the time to answer all of my questions that I had and was very thorough. So I ended up getting a compressor that, sorry, I thought I heard something. Ended up getting a package deal with a compressor that I felt would work for what I want to use it for, which is a little bit of personal use and a basic sort of makeup trial. And he said, he's like, I don't want to throw you into something that is more expensive and you feel like you don't necessarily need it, because he's like, I'd rather you get something a little bit less and see if you want to upgrade later, which made a lot of sense to me. So I really like that. So I ended up getting the Temptu, I don't know what, I forget what this compressor is called. I'm gonna make a whole other video about it, but it's the, I don't know, but it's this one. That when I got it, it actually comes with the AirPod gun. I thought it was just the compressor, but it does come with the airbrush gun. So it's basically the compressor, the hose, this airbrush gun. I didn't end up getting any of the pods, but like, again, it's something that maybe next year when I'm there, I'll pick some up. And yeah, so next up is obviously my actual gun itself. This is the SP35. It's one that when you press it, it has the airflow and you pull back and there's makeup. I didn't like the ones with the continuous airflow. I like the fact that I was able to control the airflow. So that's the one that I ended up picking out. But yeah, so this is what it looks like all in there. And I'm terrified of it, I'm not gonna lie. So then all the little things that it comes with, which I'm really excited about, obviously kind of the best part in my opinion. So it comes with the foundation. This is the silicone based airbrush makeup, and it comes with your 12 colors ranging anywhere from like me to, you know, darker skin tones. And the reason I like this is that I feel like I'll probably end up using more of the lighter ones just for my clientele base. However, I like the fact that I have the darker skin tones there to have them, because it's good to have, obviously. It also came with the contour and bronze kit. So it's 6 contour and bronzing colors. Also comes with 8 highlighters and blushes. Some really nice colors in there, like a gold shimmer, a white shimmer, copper bronze, that kind of thing. And then the blushes are plum, coral, peony, and raspberry. So some really cool blush colors in there. The kit also came with your silicone based concealer wheel. So that's really handy, because then I'm like, okay, cool, like I have concealer, you know, like I'll take it. Also come with an airbrush cleaning kit, which is very important, and as well the silicone based airbrush cleaner. Also came with the silicone based foundation primer. So this goes on with the brush or your fingers, because it's really thick, it doesn't go through an airbrush gun. I had to make sure to ask him that. Like this is the thing, like he answered all my questions and was like, you know, this is how you use everything and stuff, because I'm not claiming I know everything about airbrush. Like airbrush is a whole new world to me, so I had a lot of questions and he answered them really well. I also decided to pick up a mixing medium, mostly because I picked up one of these. This is something extra that I added on. This is the high def colors. So this is, you know, your white, pink, red, orange, or your white, pink, red, yellow, green, blue, purple, black. And this is for when I kind of wanted maybe to experiment with doing some color. I'm not saying I'm going to get into make like airbrushing body work, but I might, and this might be something cool. So he said this would work fine on the face, but he suggests getting the mixing stuff so that I can shear it down in color. So yeah, so I got that. I thought that was really cool. I'm really excited to try all this stuff out, by the way. And then just for me personally, I picked up a big bottle of my color, which is just basically the lightest. He color matched me pretty much and said, yeah, like you're pale as shit. So I was like, yeah, no kidding. Also, because I'll be doing a lot more paler skinned girls, I figured it'd be good to have this, and I'm able to mix in some of the darker colors to make more lighter colors if needed. So yeah, so I got that. So that is everything that I got. $380 Canadian, which I thought was really good. Especially I think that kit regular price is close to $4 or $5 on the website, let alone shipping cost and that kind of thing. In the long run, it was a really good deal. These little guys, I think this one was another $45. The mixing medium, I think, was $15, and the foundation was $22, I want to say. So somewhere along those lines. And so altogether my total came to $477 Canadian. Now I asked them, I said, do you guys take debit? At that point I had kind of ran out of cash. I only took out a little bit of cash because I don't like carrying a lot of cash. He said no, it shouldn't be an issue, because some companies, like I said, they were charging the USD prices if you paid by credit or debit, but if you paid by cash you got the Canadian prices. So I really wanted to make sure, and I asked him, like, you know, really asked him, like, confirm with me, and he's like, no, it's fine. So then I went to pay, and I paid with another girl whose name was Jackie, and she made out like an actual paper invoice of what I got and said $477. I'm like, perfect, awesome. I paid by debit and then didn't realize until I got home later that they did charge me USD, so I ended up paying, instead of $477, paid $653, and I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was really pissed because I budgeted my money very well. I got things that I needed, and like an extra $180 may not seem like a big deal to some, but it is a big deal to me. I do want to tell you guys that this is 2 days after Imats. This is now Tuesday night. Tuesdays? Yeah. 2 days after Imats, and I've sent them an email, and they got back to me and said, I'm so sorry, I'm going to refund you the difference, and that it's being processed. It has not come into my account yet, so I will wait to see when that happens, but in theory they should be refunding me my $180. So props to Jackie from Temptu, because that was really, really nice of you, because I explained the situation. I said, listen, like, I had confirmation from 2 of your employees. I'm sorry for the confusion, but this is what happened. I'm not thrilled. I would like a refund if possible, you know. So I honestly didn't think they were going to do it, but they did. Final thing that I forgot about until I just looked over, a big thing, a brush cleaner. This is I think a brand out of Montreal, and it's called Must. And it's basically, they say that it's as good as the Cinema Secrets one. This was hella cheap. The Cinema Secrets one was like $45. This was $35 for this big ass bottle, and so I decided to give it a go. I did try it out this morning on some of my brushes, and it worked like fantastic. So really thrilled with that purchase. That's everything that I got. I know this video is like hella long. My camera battery is super dying right now. So yeah, so my Imats experience was fantastic. It was really good. But overall, I ended up staying awake for something like 41 hours. I basically went from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So do the math there. I don't know what that math is, but it was insane. And somewhere around 3 p.m. at Imats, I hit a wall of like not sleeping for like at that point like 30 some hours, and I'm like, I could have stayed longer, I could have explored more stuff and touched more stuff, but I was burnt the fuck out. And I said, hey mom, like, let's leave, because we had another, you know, 5.5-6 hour drive back, which, you know, I didn't sleep there. I think I slept for maybe half an hour, but I was just, yeah, it was exciting. It's very exciting, and it was something that I needed to do. And so here's a little thing, motivation for everybody. If you have 2 events with coordinating times, you can do it. If it's something that's really important to you, and both things are important to you, you will find a way to make it work. And so little shout out to all of my friends and my mom who helped me sort of like get from this wedding to the Imats and make this whole weekend work. Yeah, it was very, very exciting. So I have a lot of things to play with. So please bear with me, because there's going to be a lot of videos reviewing sort of all this stuff, because that's fun to me. And there's probably going to be a bunch of airbrush videos where I try to figure out how the hell to use this thing, because like I said, I'm a noob when it comes to airbrush. And so it's exciting to challenge yourself every now and then too, because I know how to do makeup, but I don't know how to do airbrush makeup. So that is everything that I got at Imats. My grand total, I want to say, came to just under $1,000, I think, which was close to my budget. I had budgeted for $1,200, but then that extra boost from Temptu kind of pushed it over $1,200. So, you know, it was a little bit over budget, and hopefully that money comes back into my account soon, but we'll see. Carry cash, because just carry cash. Don't pay by a credit card. I wish I would have known, because I probably would have taken out $1,000 in cash and had it. Oh, another thing, I did run into Julia, who used to make videos on YouTube, who worked at Inglot. I bought things from Inglot. Did I not? Oh my god, I forgot about this. I did buy some other stuff. I did go to Inglot and talk to Julia. She's like my last person I saw before I left Imats, and I was like super exhausted. So I ended up getting the Inglot Duraline stuff, and this is supposed to be kind of their mixing medium, and it also helps sort of rejuvenate products. and I got their black gel liner because I've heard good things about that. So that's everything that I got. Please leave in the comments below what you'd like to see me touch and review. Now that I've kind of made the Imats haul is when I'm going to start touching and playing around with some stuff, especially Morphe palettes. Can I just say, I have had this makeup on for like 13 hours now and it looks amazing. Those eyeshadow quality is on point. I now see why people are obsessed with them. Without further ado, this video is hella long and I will see you guys soon. Bye!